Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to this playthrough of the game Hexen Beyond Heretic. I paused the game merely to prevent getting attacked while I'm introducing a few things. First of all, my name is Jeroen Brax. I'm from the Netherlands. I hope I haven't got too much of a Dutch accent in my speech. And I am going to play through the entire game of Hexen. Hexen uses the Doom engine, however it has been expanded or enhanced, if you like, with some features that Doom didn't support, like scripting and objects to be able to move sideways or even turn around. Fact is still that the game is less 3D as it looks, as there are still no layers going over each other. So if you ever see bridges or anything like that in the game, it's all fake. I'm playing cleric merely because that is my favorite player class. The other two classes are mage and fighter. No, I'm not in any way religious or anything, I'm purely talking gameplay wise. If you want to see me play the other classes, then let me know in the comments below. The game has been divided in clusters, and every cluster contains multiple maps between which I can travel by means of portals. Now, the first map is pretty straight on. It's only when I reach the second map that I actually get to see the cluster working. Well, atoms will spawn everywhere, and as you can see, I only have the very difficult weapon for a cleric, a mace. Now, I am not playing the game in the original engine, which was back then set up for the MS-DOS system. Yeah, let's wait until those fireballs are over. I'm using the Doomsday engine. Doomsday has a few neat features that the original engine doesn't provide. As a matter of fact, the way the screen has been set up now is purely Doomsday's doing. The crosshair in the middle of the screen is also because of that. And things like looking up and turning around is now possible with the mouse. So that makes that this old game can actually in controls be compared to the modern games. A pity that I can only use a mace right now. But no matter, I will get a ranged weapon soon enough. And the enemies here are easily defeatable without such things. Quartz flasks can be used to recover 25 hit points. The depending on the class I chose. If I would be a mage, I would bring it into position, and after a few seconds it would explode. The fighter will throw it, and then it will explode after a few seconds, and the cleric's use for the flechette is actually the most usual way, in my humble opinion. The cleric brings it into position, and the flasks leaving a poison cloud. And how useful that poison cloud is, well, as soon as the centaurs get into the game, you will see soon enough. Anyway, I got the key to this door now. You bloody head in. That's it. Yeah, the side door opened. What's it to you? Let's lure them out and then enter, and hopefully they follow me. Come here, you Athens. I got a little surprise for you. This one made it through. Get stuck in the death trap. Open sesame. Yeah, just ringing a bell. What good is it, huh? You ring that bell, the cage construction over this teleporter will be removed. And here we have the very first portal, which allows you to travel between maps. Now the cluster officially starts here.
Greetings, mortal. Are you ready to die?
That face that just appeared to taunt me was the face of Corax, the main antagonist of the game. At the start of every cluster he will appear like that and give me a taunting message. Now the Athens in particular, those guys with two heads, will always keep spawning. So only get rid of them when they are actually in your way, or it would be a lot of waste of time, not to mention mana if you're going to use the more advanced weapons, of which the first one will appear now. There it is, the Serpent Staff. Now I can keep more distance at my enemies, but the serpent staff uses blue mana. Which can thankfully be found all over the place. The first of the 7 portals that I am entering, by the way. If I move back to the main level, you can see 3 doorways, all leading to a portal on one side and 3 more doors on the other side. And there is the 7th portal, and yes, you can guess it, that will lead to the end of this cluster. Well, let's take those 2 manas. And here is a portal to another map. Now, I will, wherever I go, always enter back at the 7 portals map. So leaving the map. Unless you add a cluster, then all maps that are part of that cluster will be unreachable for the remainder of the game. Well, so far Guardian of Ice for now. Now I just have to wait until this sequence comes to a standstill. And you see a kind of sword symbol in light on the floor in the ceiling. That points to the place that will get me back to the 7 portals. All the others will kill me. Now you heard 2 doors opening. That is one, and there the other is also open now. Nice to note about the serpent staff, which is a weapon that only clerics can use. When you are very close up an enemy, it will life drain. So the damage you do to an enemy will then count up to your own health. And that makes the cleric the only character who can heal himself through weapons. And the Guardian of Fire. So that makes pretty obvious that the entire place is submerged in lava. It now says a third of the puzzle has been solved. Now this was a bit misleading, as you would think that refers to the puzzle to get to the next cluster. Actually, the puzzling in this cluster is, I hope you can hear me well through all the shooting. But actually it leads to that second portion of the cluster. In the later clusters, those kind of messages really refer to the end. Now don't go all the way to the other side because it's a trap. I would have loved to put in that picture from Return of the Jedi with that. I guess we will do it without any memes. Okay, there is the fire mask. Let's make a quick save game just to be sure. Mostly I have no issues with this, but of course just when I'm recording it will seem that I would need that save game pretty bad. Got it. Now, this is pretty important to know that great height will kill you. That was something that didn't happen in Doom, and also not in the game Air Attack, but in Hexen it will. Let's go back to the 7 portals as I have everything I wanted in this place. Now the only place I haven't been yet in this particular place is the Guardian of Steel, which is where I'm going to next. And this is also where I can get the fletchets to use. First time. Those centaurs will always get hurt. Try to block. Getting themselves stuck in the cloud. The only downside is when I'm going to stand in the poison cloud myself. Obscure what that switch does. I'll explain later. This door leads to an elevator. Originally both paths are blocked, but by throwing this switch, this one opened up. There are 2 switches like that. If I throw the other, this path will close and the other will open. Saw that I solved another third of the 7 portals, rather to the second part of this cluster. Okay, that centaur is also doomed. Give it any more attention. And let's go down the elevator once again. Right, and now the doorway to the second portion of this cluster has been opened. The exact working of those 2 switches is pretty well demonstrated here. You can see one path blocked to the left and the other open. And on the map you can now see what will happen if I throw this switch. That was the trick. Anyway, let's go back to the 7 portals. And that middle door is now open because the 3/3 are. Well, that clears things a bit. Now this place looks a lot like the original. Only now there are some ice creatures called Wendigos. Now, as you can see, Wendigos are completely made out of ice. That is not really important for me now, as I am the cleric. If I would be playing mage now, I really have to take in mind that the better weapon I could get at this point would be a freezing spell, and the Wendigos are completely immune to ice, which seems pretty obvious. Well, you see, the game already announced that I am back at the Guardian of Ice. But I am at a complete different point in that map now. Switch made these stairways appear. Well, this here is a very nice puzzle leading to a mystic urn, an item you can use to restore to full health no matter how poor you are. But I think it's not worth the trouble. Yeah, that is a freezing trap. Getting hurt by too much of those will be a nice block of ice. Don't sneak up on me while I'm behind. Very good. And here is the point where you would normally end up when you take the original portal to this place. However, before I return to the 7 portals, you can already see 2 sword symbols have appeared on the floor and the ceiling. Yes, they point out that these 2 doorways have become activated. The reason that I cannot pick up those quartz flasks is because every item has a limit of 25. Now this is less scary than it looks. I am more concerned about that when they go over there. This save game here would never hurt though. The fun begins with this key. And now there are some deadly pitfalls. portals here. And yes, the ice will also make you slip through a bit. This is always the most dangerous part of getting out. And now I timed it right. Not sure how many fletchets I currently have. 19. Anyway, here is another door. The key I just got has to be used on the Guardian of Steel. And here is a key for the Guardian of Fire. Let's not disturb those creatures in the lava niches. Let's just make the elves out. No need to waste mana on those two. Now, here in the defrosted bit, I can now easily take the key. Nice little detail. If I wait a while here, you'll see the water get frozen again in just a blink of an eye. Not sure how long the time is. Ah, there it is. Well, now that I have the two keys, my business here is done for now. So let's go back to the 7 portals. And yes, there the other 2 doors open up. Ah, and a stairway goes up. Now that switch will contribute to the main door opening, leading to the next level. To the next cluster, and through the fire. And now this door can open. That wasn't too much of a waste, as these scorch flasks will be destroyed now anyway. So might as well use them up. Now into the teleporter. Okay, well, stairs came up, and this switch will take me back. Now let's see which stairway will go up. Put a little light on it. Yes. Of course, then I mustn't be so stupid to fall off. Very well. That doorway on the Guardian of Ice is actually for reaching the secret map. That secret map comes later. Very well. Now we are on the Guardian of Steel, although it looks exactly the same here. I am not at the same place. Because the truth is, that the Guardian of Steel has been made symmetrical. I'm not sure if you heard that. My cat was tipping on my mic. She wants a bit of attention. I guess she's hungry. She's right, I see on my clock that I have been a few minutes late with feeding her. So once I'm through this, I'll do that first. Yes, well, basically it's the same routine. Only a centaur this time. Last time it was an Aten. Let's wait until the poison clears up. Just like before. Let's mind the other side. I hate it. I guess I didn't do this the way I should have done it. Let's see. Yes, that's the way to do it. Who told you you were allowed to get up here? well, but they can't reach me anyway. I'm going to feed my cats, so be right back. Lisa back. Cat happy. Me happy, so she won't disturb me to the rest of my recordings anymore. At least I think so. And back into the elevator. Yeah! Get out of my way. Business is done for now here. Let's go back to the 7 portals. That door for the Guardian of Ice is also for the secret level, as this switch will now open up the door leading to the next cluster. However, as I am going for the secret level, also because I must complete it in order to open the one at the 4th cluster, if I'm right, yes. Let's go to the Guardian of Ice first. Yes, to... Yeah, that was a bit of a hard way. And this is the Guardian of Steel. Better. And a few new areas that I couldn't get to before have to open up in the process. I really hate this particular part. And I think I don't need to explain why I hate this so much. fucking noise. Stones grind on the 7th portal basically just means that I'm one step closer to the secret level. However, let's first go back to the 7 portals as my business on the Guardian of Steel is done now. The next place to go to will once again be the Guardian of Ice. And now I will use the extra floor there to end up in the secret section of the Guardian of Fire. This is a part that I always mess up, well, always easily. Need to get here right in the center. And yes, there the portal opens to the secret portion of the Guardian of Fire. Oh, made it! Wait for it. There we are. Yes, now I need to be quick. This is a trap. I had to spring, or otherwise the switch there wouldn't be revealed. Yes, there is a small pit there, not a deadly one, but still, if you fall in it you can't get up there. Let's see. Ah, yes, it opens up and well, this is just a main hall, making the way to the 7 portals easy. And now... yes. That is the road to the secret map. Let's first take these flagships, and when I stand here, I will get into the secret map. The bright Crucible. So this map is entirely optional. However, completing it is one of the requirements of getting into the secret map. The 4th cluster. cannibals stop as soon as I got that thing or whatever it is. It was on the screen, but I didn't like the enemies. Anyway, the first half of this map is done now. Let's go for the other half. Same kind of corridor, but this time with nettles instead of centaurs. Puzzle here is completed, and I also got my first ticket to the secret map in the fourth cluster. However, another ticket is required to fully open it. That takes care of that. Yeah, those creatures can be very bothersome if they can hide under any liquid. Basically, this is just a bunch of prizes as reward for completing this place. And I see that both my mana and my stock of quartz flasks is at the max now. Meaning I got all I need here. So let's hit the exit. And with that I am basically done with this cluster. I have just been teleported on the place where I started this. And let's now hit the exit of this cluster. that portal over there is the portal leading. The requirement to get there is just easy. I just have to make sure all the centaurs in this room before I move on to the next level. I actually want my health to be completely restored. And now is the perfect way to do it, perfect time to do it, as well that those sparkle things form the bridge to the exit. And this here on the floor is pretty important. It is the first segment of the Raid Verge. The best weapon I can obtain. Let's not waste any mana on that sucker. If I have all the 3 segments, the Raid Verge itself can be assembled, which won't happen until I reach Cluster 3. Well, let's just step into the portal. Having passed the 7 portals which sealed this realm, a vast of harsh wilderness stretches before you. Yeah, there my recording thing is in the way. Fire, ice and steel have tested you, but greater challenges remain ahead. The dense tangle of forest surely hides hostile eyes, but what lies beyond will be worse. Barren desert, dank swamps and musty caverns bar your way, but you cannot let anything keep you from your fate, even if you might come to wish it would. And beyond, flickering in the distance, the ever-shifting walls of the hypostyle seem to mock your every effort. And well, that is where I end this video. See you next week.